welcome to the Greg and Leanne show, and today we're gonna be talking about how we started dating. Our previous video, me and Greg shared the story on how we actually met, so if you haven't seen that, watch that before you watch this, because this is like the sequel.
Thank you guys for all the love and support and all the encouragement. If you like our video, like and share, and we're gonna free Baby Yoda at 500 subscribers. Okay, so in our last video, where we left off was me and Leanne were both leaving the conference and going our separate ways. So I was going back to Savannah, Georgia, and she was going back to Orlando, Florida to finish up her Youth with a Mission school.
Me and Greg, we kept on talking and texting and Snapchatting.
We built like a pretty good relationship.
Yeah.
When we got back from the conference, we started texting each other, and then it just kept going every day.
Yeah.
We just keep talking to each other.
Yeah. So 2 weeks after the conference, right, Greg texts me and he says, "Hey, I need to..." What did you say? Did you say, "Hey, I need to tell you something"?
Yeah, I think I texted you. I was like, "Hey, can I call you after?" Because you had something going on
A
that night.
community night. It was
Yeah.
community night, yeah.
I was like, "Hey, can I call you about something serious?" Okay, but wait, I have to say why. I have to say why though. So at this point in our relationship, our friendship relationship, so I was talking to Leanne every day, and I really liked Leanne. Okay, and so, but there was never this thing of like, "Hey, I like you." Okay, I don't like you too. Blah blah blah. Thing there that hadn't come yet. One day I was spending time in prayer, and I just felt like the Lord was like, "Hey, you need to tell Leanne that you like her." And I was like, oh crap. And I was like, why? Why should I tell her? Because we've only been talking for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, literally.
And then I felt like the Lord was like, you need to be open and honest with your intentions, and she needs to know that you actually really like her. So I called Leanne. I was like super serious, and I was like, I was like, oh, let me hit her with like this super mature like thing to say. And I was like, hey, so I pretty much asked you if you wanted to praying about having a romantic relationship.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, would you consider having a romantic relationship after your school, because you're not supposed to enter into a relationship while you're in the middle of your school.
Just because they want you to be like fully present, like what's happening in the school, and not be distracted with a new relationship.
If you're already in a relationship, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not like,
But they don't want you to come there, meet someone, and then be super focused on dating someone instead of being focused on what you're supposed to be doing. Or what God's doing in your life. Anyways, so I asked her that, and I knew that rule. And then I said, like, with the intent of marriage, and I was like, yeah, man. And I was like, the reason why I say the intent of marriage is because, like, if it's not with the intent of marriage, then it's going to be, like, for selfish motives and, like, just blah, 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 all this stuff.
Okay, but first, when you said that, I was really shocked at how honest you were, like, after 3 weeks of knowing me, you know?
Oh, but the first thing I said, but I was like, if you haven't figured it out by now, like, I really like you.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so Leanne goes, what? Me? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
because...
like, what? Me? And I was like, yeah. Like, me? Really? Me?
Okay, I tell you why, okay? I was really baffled because not a lot of guys would tell me they liked me, you know? What you did, it was like the first. It was the first for me, you know, where someone pursued me like that.
Wow.
So I was baffled, you know. And also 3 weeks of knowing me. What I thought when you said that is, first I was like, dang, but he like barely knows me. What did I say? You always say it so... No, I can't remember, but you say it so well.
Okay, so the answer Leanne gave me, it was like, it was better than a yes, but it was better than a no. I was like heartbroken, but at the same time I was like, wow, like that's the most amazing answer I've ever had. And so Leanne was like, well, I'm really focused on God right now, and I don't want to be distracted from what God's doing in this season of my life. So I don't want to pray about that right now. And she didn't say, yeah, I like you too. And, you know, I'd be interested in that. Let me pray about it. But she was just like, no, I'm not going to pray about that right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, like, we said something else. And then I hung up the phone. And I was like, ugh.
Did you cry?
It was like, no, I didn't cry.
Okay.
I don't think so. But it was like a knife to the heart, man. And I was like baffled. I was like, what? But I was like, ugh.
But it's
like, ugh.
But yeah. You done? In that season, yeah, I didn't really want to pray about it just because God was doing so much in me during that time, and the worst thing could have been like, oh, let me start a relationship.
Yeah,
or
it was
like,
actually really good that happened.
plus, I didn't really want to date. You know, I didn't really want to date anyone in that time, just because so much was happening with me.
But we kept talking.
Yeah,
and,
and our relationship wasn't weird after that at all, I think.
I mean, it wasn't
Maybe
weird.
for you.
It was a little bit weird for me. But so in my mind, I was like, okay, like maybe she likes me. She's never told me she liked me. But like maybe she likes me because she likes something about me because she keeps talking to me. Like, at least she likes me as a friend, I guess.
I guess people would ask me, well, Jan, did you actually like him? And honestly, I don't really know the answer to that. Just because I wasn't focusing on that, and I wasn't viewing you. I wasn't trying to view you as like a potential spouse or anything. You know, I was just.
I was.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
But I wasn't trying to. It's just happening automatically.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh my gosh, do I like Greg? You know, it wasn't like that. I was just like, oh, that's Greg, you know. So Nadine, my sister, was actually in town when Greg called me, and so a week later we had to go drop her off in Tallahassee. And I was like, oh, you know, that's kind of closer to Savannah, Georgia, than Orlando. Maybe Greg would want to meet up. Honestly, I thought it was much closer than... How long was the drive?
It was like 2 hours.
I thought it was only like an hour, right? I did not know.
Well, we have to tell them that we met in Salt Lake City, not Tallahassee.
Yeah, we met in Salt Lake City, but...
So we met up in Salt Lake City at Panera Bread. This is the first time I get to see Leanne in person after the week that I met her.
Yeah. Which it was only like 3 weeks later.
Yeah, it was like... But still, like, it was...
Yeah.
It was
and it was after you told me that you liked me, after the phone call. And so we hang out for a little bit. We actually pray for one of his friends.
She prayed for my elbow?
No, that's not one of your friends. I said one of your friends. We prayed for. We prayed for one of his friends, and Haley actually got like a crazy word for him.
And he got super encountered by the Lord.
And then I prayed for Greg's elbow for healing, and it got healed, ne?
Yeah.
So after that meetup, you know, a few weeks go by, and I actually go on outreach to Indonesia. And me and Greg, we didn't really keep on talking then because I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so we didn't talk that much.
Yeah, we didn't talk that much. And then in the middle of my outreach, we kind of started talking again because we went to a new location with Wi-Fi. I started to realize that I need to, you know, give Greg an answer, be more direct with him and tell him what my feelings truly are.
Yeah, because it was a little like, I still was just like in the unknown, you know?
Yeah.
Which is, so dating tip, just open communicate.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Open communication if you're interested in someone, and just be direct, because if you're not direct, if you're kind of like always feeling it out,
it's
just
gonna go
like
nowhere.
going with the wind, it's just something bad's gonna happen, you know, and you're gonna hurt the other person.
Yeah. But anyway, and also during this time, there was a lot of emotions in me that the Lord was bringing up because He was trying to heal me from a past relationship. And I knew that going into a relationship with Greg or whoever, with all of that, still all the wounds and stuff not being healed is not a good idea. You know, it's a bad idea to just bring hurt and pain into a new relationship.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to communicate that to Greg, and so I text him and I'm like, hey, can I call you? And I just shared with him as best I could.
Yeah, so she pretty much, I mean, you said it in a very like mature way.
Yeah.
And stuff, and it's pretty much like, hey, like I want to heal from my past relationships, and I want to do that before I get in a romantic relationship with anyone. So it wasn't like, hey, I need to heal first and then we could date, but it was like, hey, I feel like this is what I need to do and this needs to happen before I date the next person, whoever that is, you know. And so I was like, I handled it well.
Yeah, great.
I handled it well. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
surprised.
Because I was like, so in my mind, I'm thinking like it would be drastically stupid and terrible if we hopped into a relationship like so quick without God doing what he wanted to do, but also like you just communicating like, hey, like I want to heal from my past relationships before getting into a new one. And I realized that if that didn't happen and we started dating, there would be so much trouble like that we didn't have to go through that we would have to go through because you know you're not healed from your past, you know, or like if anyone's not healed from their past, you know, like everything that was in your past is going to come out and be brought out in that relationship, and just going to make it so much harder on your relationship. And that's why I honestly think that's one of the reasons why a lot of relationships fail is because people aren't healed from their past, you know.
But so I basically practically told Greg like no, you know, in a sense. I told him.
No, you're pretty straightforward. I can't remember the exact word you said.
Me
but
neither.
You were like, I'm not interested in dating, and I was like, okay, all right. I hung up the phone.
Yeah.
I handled it well. I was like, okay, you know, and I was like, man, I was like, God. But I was like, this makes so much sense, you know, and like the Lord spoke to me about it. I was like in a lot of like turmoil because I liked her so much, and then it like hurt so bad because she didn't like me back. It sounds so stupid me saying
No, it doesn't sound
but
stupid.
Like,
it's real emotion, you know, that people feel. Yeah. You know.
And then like the Lord spoke to me and was like, hey, keep talking to her. And I was like, God, I don't want to talk to her, man. Like I just like I don't want to be friends. Like I just want to cut her off. I don't want to talk to her for like a while. Like just let me give it like a few months to like maybe a year.